Was I wrong for what I did? Honestly, I still wrestle with that question every single day. One night, I sat there, staring at a text from my own mother. A picture of my sister beaming next to a brand new BMW, a giant red bow stuck to its hood. My parents had just handed her a car that probably cost more than my entire college education. A car that represented everything they never gave me. What did I get that day? $2. Not even a thoughtful card, just a crumpled $2 bill shoved in my hand as an afterthought. And in that moment, something inside me broke. I knew, with absolute certainty, that I couldn't be a part of their lives anymore. So, at 2 a.m., I packed a bag, walked out, and blocked every single one of them. Tell me, would you have done the same thing? Let me take you back to the beginning. My name is Alex, and I'm the older of 2 kids. My sister, Chloe, is 2 years younger than me. Growing up, our household always had this unspoken rule, this invisible hierarchy, and Chloe was always at the top. It wasn't blatant favoritism at first, not the kind you could easily point to. It was subtle, insidious, woven into the fabric of our daily lives. If there was one cookie left, it went to Chloe. If we both wanted to watch different shows, Chloe's choice prevailed. If I got a B on a test, I was asked why it wasn't an A. If Chloe got a C, it was, "Oh, honey, you tried your best, that's what matters." I remember vividly one Christmas when I was about 10. I had meticulously saved up my allowance for months to buy a specific toy, a remote control car I'd seen advertised on TV. I talked about it incessantly. My parents knew how much I wanted it. On Christmas morning, I unwrapped a new sweater. Chloe, meanwhile, unwrapped my remote control car, complete with extra batteries. My parents just smiled and said, "We thought Chloe would enjoy it more since you're getting so big, Alex." I was 10, too big, for a toy I had dreamed about. Chloe, of course, broke it within a week. That was just a taste of what was to come. As we got older, the favoritism became less subtle, more pronounced. Chloe was the fragile one, the artistic one, the sensitive one. I was the responsible one, the independent one, the one who could handle it. This meant I was expected to shoulder more chores, more responsibilities, and certainly more emotional burdens. When I turned 16, I desperately wanted a car. Not a BMW, just a car. Something reliable to get to my part-time job and school. My parents told me they couldn't afford it, that I should save up, so I did. I worked every weekend, every summer, scrubbing floors, flipping burgers, anything to put money aside. By the time I graduated high school, I had enough for a decent used car. It wasn't much, but it was mine, and I was proud of it. Chloe, on the other hand, never worked a day in her life. When she turned 16, she complained about having to take the bus to her friends' houses. A week later, a used Toyota Camry appeared in the driveway, gifted by my parents. "It's just a little something to help her out," my mom said, as if my years of working and saving were somehow less deserving of help. I swallowed my resentment, told myself it wasn't a competition, but the sting was undeniable. College was another stark example. I got into a good state university with a partial scholarship. My parents contributed what they called a small amount each semester, which barely covered textbooks, and I took out loans for the rest. I worked 2 jobs throughout college, often pulling all-nighters studying after a long shift. I graduated with honors, but also with a mountain of student debt. Chloe, on the other hand, declared she wanted to pursue art. This involved enrolling in a private liberal arts college, known for its exorbitant tuition and questionable job prospects. My parents paid for everything: tuition, dorm, living expenses, even a monthly allowance for art supplies, that I strongly suspected went towards designer clothes and nights out. "It's an investment in her passion," my dad declared proudly. I remember calling home once, stressed out about an upcoming exam and the overwhelming debt, and my mom just casually mentioned Chloe's recent trip to Europe with her art class, fully funded by them. I just sat there, listening, feeling a cold, hollow ache in my chest. It wasn't just about the money. It was about the fundamental difference in how they valued us. Even after college, the pattern persisted. I landed a decent entry-level job, working my way up the corporate ladder, trying to make a dent in my loans. Chloe, true to form, bounced between various creative endeavors, none of which seemed to generate any actual income. She lived at home, rent-free, with her laundry done, meals cooked, and a seemingly endless supply of pocket money. My parents would often call me to complain about Chloe's latest artistic crisis or her inability to hold down a job, then immediately pivot to asking if I could spot her some money or help her out with a project. I'd grit my teeth, usually comply, because despite everything, they were still my family. I convinced myself that maybe, just maybe, they didn't realize what they were doing. Maybe they truly believed Chloe needed more support, that I was simply stronger and didn't require as much. It was a lie I told myself to justify staying in their orbit, to avoid confronting the painful truth. Then came my 29th birthday. It was a Tuesday, a regular workday. I got a text from my mom early in the morning. "Happy birthday, sweetie. So proud of all you've accomplished." That was it. No invitation for dinner, no phone call, just a generic text. Later that evening, after a long day at work, I decided to treat myself to a nice meal at my favorite restaurant. As I was scrolling through social media, I saw it. A picture Chloe had posted. "Thanks, Mom and Dad, for the most amazing birthday present ever." Tagged were my parents. The photo showed Chloe, beaming, arms wrapped around my parents, standing in front of a brand new, gleaming white BMW, a giant red bow stuck to the hood. The caption continued, "Can't believe you guys got me my dream car. Best parents ever." My heart sank. Not just sank, it shattered. I felt a visceral wave of nausea wash over me. My dream car on my birthday. And for my 29th birthday, I got a text message. I immediately called my mom. My voice was tight, barely above a whisper. "Mom," I started, "I just saw Chloe's post. The car, it's beautiful." There was an awkward pause. "Oh, yes, isn't it wonderful?" she chirped, completely oblivious. "She's been wanting a BMW for ages. We just thought, you know, she deserves it. She's been through so much with her art." "Right," I said, trying to keep my voice even. "And my birthday was today too, Mom. Did you remember?" Another pause, longer this time, then a sheepish laugh. "Oh, honey, of course. Happy birthday. I meant to call you earlier. It's just been such a hectic day with Chloe and the car. We'll have to celebrate properly soon, okay? Maybe next week. We can do a little dinner." My blood ran cold. A little dinner, next week, after a brand new luxury car for Chloe's birthday. "Mom," I said, my voice cracking, "did you get me anything for my birthday?" Another uncomfortable silence. "Well, I actually have something for you here. Just a little something. You can pick it up when you come over." So that's the situation I was in, and I had to make a choice. Here I was, 29 years old, still paying off student loans, working my butt off, and my parents had just gifted my younger sister a BMW for her birthday, while I received a platitude and a vague promise of a little dinner next week. It wasn't about the car itself, not really. It was about the glaring, undeniable disparity in how they saw us, how they valued us. It was about years of subtle slights and overt favoritism culminating in this incredibly hurtful moment. Before I tell you what happened next, I want you to pause and comment below what you would have done in my shoes. Would you have confronted them? Would you have just accepted it? Or would you have, like me, considered walking away entirely? I went to my parents' house the next day. I tried to prepare myself mentally, to keep my emotions in check, but the sight of that gleaming white BMW in their driveway, still adorned with its ridiculous red bow, was like a punch to the gut. Chloe was there, of course, lounging on the couch, scrolling through her phone, probably admiring the congratulatory comments on her post. She gave me a half-hearted wave. My parents were overly cheerful, almost defensively so. My mom immediately ushered me into the kitchen, a forced smile plastered on her face. "Here, honey," she said, holding out a crumpled $2 bill. "This is for you. Happy belated birthday. $2. A crumpled $2 bill for my 29th birthday, after they just spent tens of thousands on my sister. I stared at the money in her hand, then at her face, the fake cheerfulness, the casual dismissal. It hit me then with the force of a tidal wave. They weren't oblivious. They knew exactly what they were doing. They just didn't care, or rather, they cared about Chloe so much more that my feelings didn't even register. I didn't say anything at first. I just slowly reached out and took the $2. I looked at it, then back at my mom. "Mom," I said, my voice dangerously calm, "do you remember when I was 10 and you gave my remote control car to Chloe for Christmas?" She frowned slightly, trying to recall. "Oh, Alex, that was so long ago. What does that have to do with anything? And do you remember when you told me you couldn't afford a car for me at 16, but then you bought Chloe a Camry a year later?" My dad, who had been silently watching, finally spoke up, a touch of annoyance in his voice. "Alex, what is going on? We just celebrated Chloe's birthday. Can't you be happy for your sister?" "Happy?" I repeated, a bitter laugh escaping my lips. "Happy for my sister. I am happy for Chloe. I'm happy she has parents who value her enough to give her a brand new luxury car. What I'm not happy about is realizing that I've spent my entire life trying to earn your approval, trying to be the responsible one, the independent one, only to be tossed a $2 bill like I'm some kind of beggar, while she gets the world on a silver platter." My mom's face finally fell, the forced cheerfulness replaced by a look of genuine hurt, or perhaps just surprise that I was finally calling them out. "Alex, that's not fair. We love you both equally." "No, you don't," I countered, my voice rising now, years of suppressed pain bubbling to the surface. "You don't. You love Chloe more, and you've shown me that clearly for my entire life. From the cookies to the cars to the college tuition, it's always been Chloe first. I worked my way through college. I'm still paying off debt, while she lives off you and gets handed everything she ever wants. And today, on my birthday, I got $2. I held up the crumpled bill, my hand shaking slightly. "This is what I'm worth to you." Chloe, who had been pretending not to listen, finally looked up from her phone, a look of indignation on her face. "Oh my God, Alex, stop being so dramatic. It's just a car. You're always so jealous. Jealous." I whirled around to face her. "No, Chloe, I'm not jealous of a car. I'm heartbroken that my own parents have consistently, repeatedly, shown me that I am second best always. I'm heartbroken that they can't even pretend to care about me on my own birthday. I'm heartbroken that you can't even see how privileged you are, how much you've been given, while I've fought for every single thing I have." My dad stepped forward, his face red with anger. "Alex, that's enough. You are being incredibly disrespectful. If you can't be grateful for what you have, then maybe you should just leave." And that was it. That was the line. Grateful for what I have. For $2 and a lifetime of being overlooked. "You're right," I said, my voice suddenly calm, a strange sense of clarity washing over me. "You're absolutely right. I should leave." I turned to my mom, who looked like she was about to cry. "Mom, Dad, I love you, or at least I loved the idea of having parents who loved me equally. But I can't do this anymore. I can't keep pretending that this is okay. I can't keep setting myself on fire to keep you all warm, only to be told I'm too dramatic when I finally feel the burn." I dropped the $2 bill on their kitchen counter. "Keep it," I said. "Maybe you can buy Chloe a matching set of tires." I walked out of that house and got into my own modest car, the one I had worked and saved for. I drove home, my mind a whirl of emotions: sadness, anger, a profound sense of loss, but also, surprisingly, relief. It felt like a heavy weight had been lifted from my shoulders. That night, I couldn't sleep. The image of Chloe with her BMW, the $2 bill, my parents' dismissive faces, it all replayed in my head. Around 2 a.m., I made my decision. I got out of bed, grabbed a suitcase, and started packing. I didn't take much, just essentials, some clothes, my laptop, a few sentimental items. I wrote a short note, addressed to no one in particular, just saying I needed to find my own way, far from the shadows of their favoritism. Then, before I walked out the door, I pulled out my phone. I went to my mom's contact, then my dad's, and then Chloe's. One by one, I blocked them. Every number, every social media account. I knew it was drastic, but I also knew, with absolute certainty, that it was what I needed to do for my own sanity, for my own self-worth. I drove until the sun came up, until I was hundreds of miles away, heading towards a new city, a new life. It's been a few years since that night. I've built a new life for myself, far away from my old one. It was incredibly difficult at first, lonely and filled with doubt. But with time, I started to heal. I found new friends, a new community, people who appreciate me for who I am, not for what I can provide or how I compare to someone else. I haven't unblocked my family, not once. There have been moments of weakness, moments where I missed them, where I wondered if I was too harsh, too unforgiving. But then I remember the $2, the BMW, the lifetime of being second, best, and the resolve strengthens. I've learned to value myself, to understand that my worth isn't dictated by the approval of others, especially not by those who consistently showed me I wasn't enough. It's a painful lesson, but an important one. I still carry the scars, but I'm also stronger, more independent, and finally, truly free. So, that's my story. It was a hell of a journey, and honestly, I'm still figuring things out. But I know I made the right choice for me. If you've ever felt like you were living in someone else's shadow, or if you've had to make a tough decision to protect your own peace, I hope my story resonates with you. Don't let anyone dim your light, no matter who they are. Like this video if you were on my side, subscribe for more stories like this, and share your final thoughts on this whole mess in the comments section. I'll see you all in the next story.